Well, people always speak about how they want to be governed. And it is important to listen to the people because by listening to the people, you are helping the situation. If the people, say we want to be governed in this way, there will be no problem. There will be nobody who will come and perhaps try and use force because they want their message to be heard, because they know that they've made a resolution that this is the way how they want to be governed. The same thing here, which applies in the kingdom, which I'm sure it applies to the rest of many other countries within Africa, that we rule by consensus. We rule by always listening to the people, what the people are asking, and any decision that the people make, that once it is made by the whole nation, then by all means one should abide by that rule, because if you divert from that situation, then you find yourself that you are going to now try and solve the situation by using the barrel of the gun. And yet the barrel of the gun, it has demonstrated around the world that it's no solution to no one. There is no problem that can be found by using the barrel of the gun. The only way we can always find solutions is always by talking, dialogue. If you dialogue to each other, come to an understanding, people, whatever decision is there, they feel we are part of that decision, or whatever position the leader wants to put himself, the people around should always say, we are part of what this person is doing, and therefore there will be no problems. There will always be peace and stability in that country.
Your Majesty, speaking of the barrel of the gun, as you mentioned, we've seen reports in the Democratic Republic of the Congo of dozens of people dying as a result of violence emanating from President Joseph Kabila's intention to run for a third term, and very much against the constitutional dictates. And we've also seen anti-Mugabe sentiments brewing again in Zimbabwe, and as well as renewed conflict between Renamo and Frelimo in Mozambique. What is your take on the emerging conflicts within the SADC region, and how do you aim to tackle that within, as you assume the chair?
Well, Gongwane, since we are promoting peace and stability in our region, we feel a region which will be strong and which will grow economical, strong economical, then we need to maintain the peace and stability. Where there are problems, we encourage that people should really sit down and discuss this problem. Instead of using the barrel of the gun, the best way is to sit down in a round table, find where it's the difference, because there it is better. If you don't agree, you come back tomorrow, and then if you do not agree, you come back tomorrow. At least that is good. But when you use the barrel of the gun, people get to be killed and so on. So the next day you have more and more problems. The loved ones of the ones perhaps who have moved away from this life will want to revenge, and so that is why you can see that using the barrel of the gun is not the answer. The answer is to dialogue, and the answer is the people, what the people of their country want, because people of the country are the best people who know the solution better for any individual country. It cannot be one person deciding on behalf of everyone that this is the way, this is life, how it's going to be, because every person in this world thinks differently. And since they all think differently, then, even if when you're a leader, you have a duty to listen to this one or that one, and respect even their opinion of what they are saying, and listen, and not just listen, but even act on it, because in that way it will help the situation. So it is, of course, unfortunately, that we still see this pocket of problems even within our region, which still tries to pop up. But we are grateful that the SADC Troika on defense and security, it is there, and it is doing a very good job. Where there are problems, it is sent there to deal with the situation. Just when the situation is perhaps is beginning to boil up, instead of the situation allow it to erupt totally and becoming a situation where we can no longer control it, we try to make sure that if a situation is just beginning to pop up, we should contain the situation and not to allow it to escalate more. We've seen, other places in Africa where people, where the situation perhaps got out of line, and then there was escalation of violence, and then of course the results afterwards are so huge, and the cost for all of us to bear if we allow a situation to reach that stage is very huge. So it is important that as SADC, we should make sure that where there are problems, we are there to solve and to give support and to give guidance, peaceful guidance throughout those problems. Well, I guess each country has to make the decision with the leader that this is how we want to be governed, and when it is time for that leader to say now it is time perhaps to move on, is because every country has got a constitution that they should be able to follow. So one, of course, has to read in detail what is the constitution contains and so on, what are the terms for the president, and has he come to his conclusion of his term of office, and if he has, then by all means the constitution is there, and thanks God that usually with the three arms of governance, which talks about the judiciary and the legislature and the executive. If one arm perhaps is in conflict with the nation at large, then the other arm is there to restore confidence. So that's why one looks at all these structures within every country, because every country, I know that they have these three arms of governance, of government. That is the judiciary, the legislature, and the executive. If the executive, there's a little bit of a challenge, we hope the legislature together with the judiciary can be there looking at the constitution, because the constitution always spelled out very, very clear what needs to be done.
Your Majesty, so much has been said about you and the country, so much has been written and reported about you in international media, but then in the mix of that, you've hardly been given an opportunity, if at all, to respond to your projects. Now, there it is. What's your analysis of the political situation in the country?
Well, Ngoman, I always feel very unfortunate, very sad to see those who say things about the king, because I can see that they really have no clue on what they are saying. They have no clue on how this country is governed. If they give themselves time to come here to see, first of all, look at the peace and the stability that we have. It's one thing that you can feel walking from one corner of this country to the other corner. You don't feel any pressure at all. It is because the people, they respect the monarchy, which is a very good thing, and we are all of us working together. The monarchy don't rule in isolation. The monarchy rules with the people in this country. For instance, if there are any major decisions to be taken, political, economical, socially, we call the whole nation together and we discuss the issues. Not so long ago, before SADC came, we had, we call it the People's Parliament, where the whole nation gathers together, they discuss all sorts of issues. They are given the mandate to discuss anything that they see that it needs to be addressed. And it's not only there where it ends. Once the Sibaya, which is the parliament's people, has concluded its part, we then go to the region, because it's not everyone who can manage to perhaps come to the center of the area. We set up commissions which go out there to gather a lot of information and so on. And that information has helped us to govern this country. It is the information which is always coming from the Swazi people, and who are saying this country should be governed in this way. Obviously, the people of this country want to be unique. They have a system which is very unique, but it's a homegrown system coming from the people with grassroots participation. Every Swazi participates, and every Swazi feels whatever decision has been taken, that I am also part of that decision. There's no one who feels that I am out, or I am outsider, or something like that. The proof is that's why we have peace, that's why we have stability, that's why we continue to progress. We are working together. So for those who perhaps sometimes have got their own perception, I would encourage them to visit the kingdom and have a look. They will understand very well the situation of this country. Well, I'm sure people with time, as they give themselves more time, they will appreciate the situation of this country. And the more they come here, the fact that SADC came here, it's a sign that SADC is with the kingdom, is supporting the kingdom. They can see that there is peace, there is stability. They were here, they could see that most things that we were doing, we did them very professional and so on, in the manner which any country would do so. So, with time, I'm sure others, and I'm sure maybe also from our part, we need to educate more and more people about our systems. Perhaps they don't understand the system very well.